In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, may the peace and blessings of Allah, the Exalted, be upon the Prophet Muhammad and his purified progeny, and may the damnation of Allah be upon their enemies. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the 22nd episode of the Ghulu series. In the last episode, we showed the clip of a speaker saying that it is Imam Ali alayhi salam who shapes the fetuses in the wombs. Let's just show this clip again.
امیرالمومنین رو میخونم که فرمود انا مصور فی الارحام بچه‌های تو رحم مادر و مولا فرمود منم که صورتشون رو نقش میکنم.
We spoke about whether this is something correct to attribute to Imam Ali alayhi salam or not. So from the last episode we showed an authentic hadith from Al-Kafi, from Imam Baqir alayhi salam, where he says that two creative angels shape the fetus in the womb. And this is obviously by the command and order of Allah Azza wa Jal, and they are only able to do this through the power they've been given by Allah Azza wa Jal. So although Allah Azza wa Jal says He is a Musawwir, which is true in the Quran, this is one of the names of Allah Azza wa Jal, that He is the one who gives shapes to all forms, not just the fetuses. He can delegate some of this shape giving to His creation, which is the angels, which are the angels. Therefore, we should not say that Imam Ali alayhi salam is one of those who shapes in the wombs, because this is not proven other than khutbatul bayan. And if I just read some of this hadith again from Al-Kafi for the viewers, Imam Baqir alayhi salam says, when the seed falls in the womb, it settles there for 40 days, remains as a clot for 40 days, and as an embryo for another 40 days. Allah then sends two creative angels with instruction to create him, meaning the fetus, as Allah wants it to be. It can be a male or a female. And the narration continues. So from this narration, we've established that Allah Azza wa Jal, according to Imam Baqir alayhi salam, sends these angels to shape what is in the wombs. And it goes to show us that Allah Azza wa Jal can delegate certain tasks to His creation. Now, the Nawasib showed this clip on various channels to portray that it is some sort of shirk. One more point again, just to recap, is that we mentioned that one cannot do qiyas, an analogy, and say because the angels do this, Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam are better than the angels, therefore they must do it. We refuted this notion. And one can refer back to the previous episode to see this. But now the Nawasib try to portray that saying Imam Ali alayhi salam, or let us say a creation of Allah Azza wa Jal shaping in the wombs, is shirk. But they do not realize that their own authentic ahadith refute them on this, that Allah Azza wa Jal, yes, He's a Musawwir, but He gets other people to take part, or other creation to take part in this process, or He orders them to do this. Now, for the Nawasib, we want them to be consistent, and now start saying that, yes, their books report shirk and ghulu. Why? Because the angels are now given the attribute of Allah Azza wa Jal. What do I mean by this? Let's read the following. Muslim, the authentic book of the Mukhalifin, about the process of shaping in the womb. So Abu Tufail reported that he visited this person, this Abu Sariha person, and this person said, I listened with these two ears of mine Allah's Messenger saying the following: إن النطفة تقع في الرحم 40 ليلة ثم يتصور عليها الملك. So this person heard Allah's Messenger saying, the semen stays in the womb for 40 nights, then the angel gives it a shape. ثم يتصور عليها الملك. Zubayr said, I think that he said, one who fashions that and decides whether he would be a male or female, be male or female. Then he, the angel, says, would his limbs be 4 imperfect? And then the Lord makes 4 imperfect, or otherwise as he desires. Then he says, my Lord, what about his livelihood and his death? And what about his disposition? And then the Lord decides about his misfortune and fortune. So we see this narration is very similar to the one in Al-Kafi that we have from Imam Baqir alayhi salam, and it is authentic according to their standards. But the part that we focus on is it says that an angel gives the womb a shape and then it takes orders from Allah Azza wa Jal. So according to the books and authentic ahadith from the mukhalifin in this narration, an angel does shaping in the womb. So mukhalifin now should be like, oh, our texts are full of ghulu. Now we don't care, by the way, that it's an angel, Imam Ali. We're saying the principle or the argument of creation being involved in this process. Is it shirk or not? The Nawasib cannot claim that it's shirk. So if someone would say Imam Ali alayhi salam is involved in this process, or Allah gave him power to do so, it wouldn't be shirk. We would agree as Shia, this is not from Shia Aqidah, this is batil, this is a false belief which is not proven. But if they want to say this is shirk, they should show their own ahadith from their books mukhalifin and show, look, angels shape. So isn't Allah Azza wa Jalla meant to be musawwir? But this is the problem with the Nawasib, that they will take a name of Allah Azza wa Jal and they will say, yes, anyone is involved in the process, but Allah gives them permission and orders them to do that, then it's shirk. Then what about the angels shaping in the wombs? Now we find in another narration after this, so we just read the beginning of this one again. The semen stays in the womb for 40 nights, then the angel gives it a shape. So the angel starts shaping this to become a fetus. We go to another narration from Sahih Muslim again. And inshallah ta'ala we'll put the reference on the screen, although if anyone goes on sunnah.com, a well-known mukhalif website, they will find the same thing. So Abdullah bin Mas'ud reported, evil one is he who is evil in the womb of his mother, and the good one is he who takes a lesson from the fate of others. The narrator came to a person from amongst the companion of Allah's messengers, amongst the companions of Allah's messenger, who was called Hudhayfa. So this is the same person, Ghifari, and said, how a person be an evil one without committing a sin? So how can a person, if he's not committed an evil deed, how is it that he can be an evil one? Thereupon the person said to him, you are surprised at this? Whereas I have heard Allah's messenger saying, when 42 nights pass after semen gets into the womb, Allah sends the angel and gives him shape. Then he creates his sense of hearing, his sense of sight, his skin, his flesh, his bones. Then says, my Lord, would he be male or female? So again, let's read the Arabic of this part. بعث الله إليها ملكا فصورها وخلق سمعها وبصرها وجلدها ولحمها وعظامها. So according to this narration of the mukhalifin and the Nawasib, Allah sends an angel, okay, who shapes this fetus in the womb. So it shapes the fetus in the womb. And then after that, what does it do? It creates. So then, what does it say? بَعَثَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهَا مَلَكًا فَصَوَّرَهَا وَخَلَقَ سَمْعَهَا. That this angel, according, starts to create. It creates the hearing of this fetus. This angel, according to this authentic narration of the mukhalifin, then it creates the sight of this fetus, and it gives it skin, flesh and bones. So according to this narration in Sahih Muslim of the mukhalifin, an angel comes and starts to create the features and shape the features of this fetus. So again, according to the Nawasib standards, because they show this clip of this Shia speaker, which we have proved is not to do with Shia theology, according to their standards, now that a creation is involved in the process, it's a type of shirk and ghulu. But of course, when it comes to the Imams alayhim salam, they like to say, oh, this is shirk, this is ghulu, this is giving the attributes of Allah to them. But what about this same narration? Is according to their narrations now, the angel given the attributes of Allah Azza wa Jal? So we've just proven from two narrations, some of them being similar to the narration in Al-Kafi, that the angels shape in the wombs. Let me just read it again here, where it says, I have heard Allah's Messenger saying, when 42 nights pass, after the semen gets into the womb, Allah sends the angel and gives him, the fetus, shape. Then he creates his sense of hearing. So the angel can now create according to the Mukhalifeen's books. What Ghulu is this? Then he creates his sense of hearing, sense of sight, his skin, his flesh, his bones, and then says, my Lord, would he be male or female? And your Lord decides as he desires. So of course we all agree on this, Mukhalifeen and Nawasib, that it is the Lord ordering these angels and telling them to reshape. So this type of creation that they do, we would say even we can agree that khalaqa, the term khalq, creation, can be attributed to angels, but in the sense of them reshaping created material from Allah Azza wa Jal and taking orders to do this. My Lord, so the angel asks, my Lord, to Allah Azza wa Jal, would he be male or female? And your Lord decides as he desires. And the angel then puts down that also and then says, my Lord, what about his age? And your Lord decides as he likes. So how long will this person live? Will he live in his 20s? Will he not pass childhood, etc.? And your Lord decides as he likes it, and the angel puts it down. So the angel writes what Allah Azza wa Jalla says. Then he says, my Lord, what about his livelihood? So this is similar to the one in Al-Kafi, which talks about rizq. And then the Lord decides as he likes, and the angel writes it down, and then the angel gets out with his scroll of destiny in his hand, and nothing is added to it and nothing is subtracted for it. To end these episodes in regard to shaping in the womb, we have a recap, as we've said. It's not proven from our books that Imam Ali alayhi salam said this about himself. Allah Azza wa Jal calls himself the one, Musawwir, who gives shapes and forms to all of the forms, all of the creation. Allah Azza wa Jal does this, and this is one of his names. And he knows best how to create the forms and give them shape. According to the authentic narrations that we take over Khutbatul Bayan, and we don't take that anyway, as I said, according to the authentic narrations of the Shia, it is angels involved in the process of shaping the fetuses within the wombs. According to two authentic narrations in Sahih Muslim of the Mukhalifeen, it is also the angels that shape in the wombs and create, as according to this narration. Therefore, we would conclude on this episode, and we would say that if the Mukhalifeen want to say that it is shirk or ghulu for a creation to be involved in shaping in the wombs, then they would have to say that their own narrations are exaggeration, ghulu and shirk. So it cannot be shirk. And furthermore, we can conclude that Allah Azza wa Jal can get some of his creation to be involved in certain affairs. He can get the angels, malaika, to be involved in certain affairs pertaining to the world and creation. And there is nothing shirk in this, rather this is all something Muslims agree on. But when they show the clip of Imam Ali alayhi salam, someone believing this, that it's by permission of Allah, although I say this is not a correct belief, and this would be ghulu in the lesser sense, that you are attributing something to Imam Ali alayhi salam which contradicts authentic narrations, we would say that no, they've got a problem with it. But when it's their own narrations, the angels shape in the wombs, so we ask some Mukhalifeen and the Nawasib to condemn this and say that their narrations are full of shirk, because according to their logic, Allah is Musawwir, He is the bestower of forms and the one who shapes. Therefore, how can one say that angels do this? So we leave you with this, dear brothers and sisters, and inshallah ta'ala in the next episode we'll speak about, do all of our narrations say that Imam Ali alayhi salam is Maliki Yawmiddin, as some have claimed, or as some of the Nawasib have shown in a clip of a so-called Shia speaker. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjil farajahum wa la'an a'da'ahum.